What's up, OnPassive family, Crypto Nation? How y'all doing? It's Mitch, Crypto Music, coming at you with a quick little video about OnPassive and what's going on. And I gotta tell you, of course I can't be more excited. Everyone involved in this is, overflowing with excitement because of the size and scope and value of what we have here. I mean, there's never been anything like this. We got a whole bunch of products ready to go. We have 48 more products coming down the line, and each, a couple of these products could be its own billion-dollar business. It's pretty impressive, and there's a lot going on. Everyone's going to have their own e-wallet, and we're going to have a marketplace where you can you'll shop there first because 500,000 members, all who have an e-wallet using OCoins, who can you could purchase from them first. Of course, that's what you're going to do. You're going to go in there and use the marketplace online. And I think that's great. And it's just going to grow and grow, and things are going to get more innovation. They are going to be on cutting edge virtual digital payments, moving into the 2021 finance, into the finance of the future. And that's where, the power is. That's where, so imagine you take like a company like, whatever, pick one, Amazon or Google or Facebook or whatever, and cross it with Ethereum or one of these giant crypto companies, and you can kind of see where I'm going with this. Not to mention the viralness of what we have here, like as far as being in the right place and the right time. I've never actually seen all the stars line up for us to, to be in the right place. It's pretty great, and I couldn't be more excited. This is my company, and I really like that. That's what Ash Mafaro says. He says, "I love it when you guys say my company." It reminds me of a janitor saying, like, "Don't track mud on my floors." And you take personal pride and a ownership and that type of thing. That's what makes someone say something like my company and getting involved in my company. And I think that's pretty great. And I definitely feel an ownership here. I feel a family. I feel, a lot of good stuff coming. And this site, it's beautiful. It's got a lot more coming, but it is the placeholder at the moment, and it's gorgeous. And here's a list of all the products. You can click on them and check them all out. And a lot of these will go virals, and every single crypto company out there is going to use OnPassive, because why would you use something else, right? If they're on Zoom now or anything like that, and they know that there's residual income that they could get by using Zoom, like picture any of them, say BitBoy, the biggest crypto channel out there. BitBoy will be using OnPassive, and he doesn't know it yet. But then when he's, because he likes referral links, so anytime that people want to use Zoom or do conferencing or use all these different products, those people would much rather be using this, where there's, the price of the products goes down, and eventually over time you're getting paid for them. Someone as big as him or who has a substantial channel, they're going to jump on board with this. Just like the affiliate marketing system for Amazon is what created Amazon as the monopoly that it is, as the overwhelming force in that sector of business, of buying something online. Where do you go? You go to Amazon. They're involved in, a large portion. I can't remember the exact number, but a large portion of all transactions. For instance, if you buy something on eBay, it's more likely just brought to you by Amazon, right? Comes in an Amazon box. They found a way to get themselves, integrated. And a lot of that was the affiliate structure that went along with Amazon, right? Because every single YouTube channel out there say, hey, buy this product I'm talking about, link in the description. You go to Amazon, they get a little something, and it's a beautiful synergy of decentralization, where a person gets on, say, YouTube or any other video platform, which you couldn't have got on, 20 years ago. You would have had to have a studio, a news network, a place to broadcast. So YouTube, though it is centralized, it brings a very decentralizing force to that niche, right? Because everyone, I can get on here, I can talk to you, I can talk to an audience, you can create an audience, you can build an audience, build your own brand, all by yourself. You don't need a camera crew, you don't need a bunch of stuff. That's kind of what OnPassive is. OnPassive is this yeah, it's a little centralized. We got Ash Muffar, we got all us founders, but it's a decentralizing force in the fact that everyone can come in, everyone can get involved, and there is no stockholders like with Amazon or with one of these other big companies. If you think about the founding members in Microsoft or in any of these other companies, they're all rich now, right? Rich and getting paid. And so bringing that back, if you picture these different YouTubers, some of the biggest ones that you can think of, especially in the crypto niche, because they're all into decentralizing aspects, and this is a decentralizing force, right? So it's very disruptive technology. It's going to put a lot of different businesses out, and it's going to make them like, they'll be like, what happened? Our customer base is fleeing in droves, and they're going to be stuck trying to innovate and trying to, come up from, chasing us. Basically, they'll be, so far behind in our rear view mirrors that you won't even be able to see. You're like, oh, is that Zoom back there? Is that another education company? So what I was saying with the Amazon affiliate links, the reason they blew up is because of that affiliate program. You got everyone talking about them. You created a viral network effect, And if you don't understand Metcalfe's law, there will be a video popping up at the end of this video, which will be my last video I made, which talks about Metcalfe's law and the viral effect and why OnPassive is going to be a wildfire, burning down legacy platforms. And I love that. So as people start talking about this, people need to use Zoom, people need to use these type of products anyway. They need to use email, but when you can get other people involved, like, hey, you like this Zoom product I'm using? Link in the description. It's the best of the best, and they're going to be getting paid for it. Everyone's going to have an affiliate link for OnPassive, like everyone has an affiliate link for Amazon. That's how big this will be. And it's pretty nuts, with all of the products we got, all of this under one roof. The value can't be touched. The products go down over time. If you have a big network, the products go down very, very quickly. You're getting paid very, very quickly, and pretty soon you're getting rich very quickly, and you're going to stop talking about a lot of stuff you're talking about, and you're going to be talking about OnPassive. It's going to be a highlight of so many people's channels. You'll see little OnPassive affiliate links everywhere, just like you do Amazon. This will be no different. So let's take a look at a little bit of the homeschooling stuff, right? Because with O Academy, and this is O Academy here, the viralness of this of the homeschooling community, just the fact of how quick homeschooling has blown up and everything going on and the overreach of governments and many people wanting to check out, right? If you've been with me for a while, you probably know that I think that schools, especially government schools, are basically indoctrination camps. And if you could get your kid in a homeschool situation where you're teaching them the right thing, that's the best thing you could do. Our schools are failures. They really are. Like, what did you learn there? You learned to gossip, maybe learn some calculus and a little bit of this and that. You learn how to go on lunch break and be picked on and bullied, and they didn't really teach you anything. And a lot of that is on purpose. There's this really great book called Dumbing Us Down. I recommend everyone go read it, and it basically talks about the school industry here in America and their purpose and what they're doing. And just like a school doesn't teach you charts and numbers, doesn't teach you how to trade, right? Doesn't teach you how to fix the stuff underneath your sink, doesn't teach you how to balance your checkbooks. All these vital stuff that you need is not taught to you for a reason. Doesn't teach you to be an entrepreneur. It teaches you to get in line, right? Go outside when the bell rings, this type of thing. It doesn't have and that's why a lot of parents homeschool, because they realize this is going on, and you can do you can homeschool a kid in about 3-4 hours in a day and do way more than they accomplished in 8 hours at school or 6 hours at school or however long they're in. And the fact that we have this all wrapped up in one package, teachers from other places out in the world will be getting paid in ways that they have never been paid, because they will be reimbursed based on how good of a teacher they are, right? If you're good and everyone likes your course, it's gonna blow up. It's gonna go viral. Where else can that happen? It hasn't. And actually, there's some of the biggest online schools, they're closed for new members. You can't come in. New registrations, they're not having them because how many people are at home and are now homeschooling. And one thing about homeschooling is once you start homeschooling, you don't really want to go back. You're like, well, I can teach them all this. I have a tutor for math or whatever, and a couple other things. Got a little group for this. Pretty soon, you realize you could do a much better job than school, and your kids are happier and healthier, and they're not picked on. There's get them in sports, get them around some other kids, get all their socializing, and everything's good to go, right? So let's move into what I wanted to talk about here. This is a little article based out of South Carolina, and there was a whole bunch of articles I was choosing from, but this one really kind of nailed it. Homeschooling has come a long way in the last 36 years, from a renegade education program to a mainstream adoption for today's families. The National Home Education Research Institute says there were 2.5 million homeschoolers in the United States in the spring of 2019. Over the last few years, NERI found that homeschooling population has grown to an estimated 2 to 8% each year. In 2020, those numbers were expected to change dramatically, and in 2021, they're even worse. Our numbers are up about 40%, says Tyler, as we got into early July. I think parents not only in South Carolina, but nationwide began realizing that they may have to do something differently this year than they've ever done. Parents who never thought they would homeschool their kids are now in homeschooling community thanks to COVID-19. A lot of different ways to go about it. I don't think the way that the governments are doing it now is appropriate, and I think a lot of people believe the same way that I do. But even if you don't, even if you're just because of lockdowns and you think all governments completely have our best interest in mind at all time, even if that's what you believe, the viral effect of what's going on here, of everyone else staying home that's not you, it's huge, it's powerful, and it's the right thing at the right time. Let me show you a chart. Growth of homeschooling in the United States. In 1970, nothing. 2000, here, 2.3 million. This, in 2021, I bet doubles. All right, maybe not double, but close. It gets up there. Government officials' responses to health concerns, e.g. COVID-19, coronavirus, including restrictive lockdowns, forced about 50 million more U.S. school children into school at home during the spring of 2020. Some of it was public school at home, virtual online, some private school at home, and for some it became private parent-led home-based education, i.e. homeschooling. For various parents and children, it was stressful and an unhappy time. Now, how are these parents going to be able to pay to stay home with their children? OnPassive fixes that too. With the viral effect that we have from just the residual income side of things from OnPassive, all these people flooding in, all the network marketers, all the entrepreneurs who are going to push this, it's going to blow up. And then not to mention Metcalfe's Law, which we already have 500,000 members. Those people using it, talking about it, and when everyone starts using this and it's out and people are getting paid for it, there is nothing that's going to touch this. Does Zoom pay anyone? Does Zoom pay its members? No, it pays its shareholders, not its members. Its members are not its shareholders like we have here. This business model is the 21st century. This is the way to go. They have taken MLM and fixed it, because we're not an MLM company. We are a technology innovation company, but paid through the members, through a simple matrix where everyone gets their equal share. No one is set above and beyond everyone else. You're paid for your hard work. It never goes away. And so with the viral effect of all of us using it, all of us talking about it, not just the crypto people, but stores, schools, all these different places using this product, using these products, realizing they're better, realizing they're AI driven, and that they can transfer money to anyone who uses it. Can you do that with Zoom? You can't transfer money to another member, right? You can do that here. The financial, underpinning of like decentralization that we're doing here, it can't be understated. It's powerful, and that's what you see going on in the crypto markets right now. It's not that crypto's blowing up. It's that the governments are not holding the people's trust. They've lost a lot of that trust. I'm getting a little off the charts here, but I think you understand what I'm saying is that with all of us using this, Metcalfe's Law taking place, this chart right here that I'm showing you, the growth of homeschooling in the United States, jumping up that much. Look at that. That's exponential. That's what that is. And that's what you can expect here on OnPassive, is exponential growth. Now, the window for opportunity for becoming a founding member is going to close. and it's going to go up. It's going to go to $149 pretty dang soon, and then not too long after that, the founding position, when the hard launch happens, will close. And you won't be able to get in after that. You'll still be able to use the products, and you'll still be able to get paid for that and build a team and all that, but you won't have all the founding membership benefits. The founding membership is your ticket. That's your ticket to front run this show, to front run this whole thing we're talking about, this viral effect. It's your ticket to be, one of the first people to invest in Microsoft, to be one of the first people to invest in Amazon, to be one of the first people to invest in Bitcoin. That's what we're talking about here. Something so huge and so disruptive that, all these other companies are going to be turned into blockbusters. And by blockbuster, I mean the VHS tape, DVD record, everything went to Netflix. Everything went online. That's what's happening here. Teachers would way rather teach here and get paid the value of what they have their own business, and do, they can always do the right thing. There's all these schools right now who have all these draconian stuff they're making their teachers do, from teaching weird things about, different political stuff. Because the governments are doing such interesting and strange things, there's more and more people who are going to stay home because they don't want to, put their kid in that situation, right? I'm getting way off the subject here. I know I'm a little bit of a cypherpunk, and which basically means that I believe in decentralization and, agorist. If you don't know what that is, it's an agorist. It's someone who believes in, self-sustainability. This provides self-sustainability to the masses for all of these products. You get paid for them, you get to use them, you have them, you come in at one price point, you come in at one price point, you buy the package, and eventually, as enough people fill in, those products become free for you. And as all these products are made, all these products come out, this decentralizing force that's OnPassive fixes so much of what's wrong with society. And the heart and soul that is Ash Mufareh, pay the $97. Come in, check out some of the webinars in the back. For me, go ahead and skip ahead to where Ash is talking. That's what I recommend. Unless you can stand and sit through the whole thing, then please do. But yeah, we're in the right place. We're in the right time. This wildfire is about to set, and we can all front run it. And that's what I'm here to tell you. Anyway, I appreciate you guys. Check out my other video. It's popping up on the screen probably right now, and goes into a bunch more detail about all this. And I think you'll like it. I spent some time on it, so I hope you do. All right, appreciate you guys. Catch you on the next one. Crypto Music. I'm out.